Time now for Commodity and Cheaper. We talk to one executive in the commodity world. Today, it's Eric Hansotia, AGCO Chairman, President, and CEO. So AGCO is one of the biggest agricultural companies in the world. And you know a lot of the brands. You got Challenger, Massey, Ferguson, GSI, and it's been a pretty bumpy year. On the plus side, you have things like high crop prices, the need to replace old equipment, plus higher farmer incomes. All of that equals strong sales growth, with revenue up over 43% in the second quarter. Now, the downside, though, are high input costs. AGCO saw its steel cost increase by 150% in North America because of supply chain disruptions, which makes them raise their prices, which causes some demand destruction. AGCO, for example, had to close some of its order book for some of its products for part of 2022 because it was worried supply just could not keep up with demand. And like every other company out there, it is trying to launch new products to make farmers more efficient, sustainable, and greener. Now, its goal is to improve farmer income by 20% in a bunch of core ways. Smart machines that are autonomous and can talk to each other, smart planting, new things that can help with fertility rates, planting depth, and seeding rates, and clean machines that run on batteries or alternative fuels with emissions close to zero, and robots that can do the farming for you and increase productivity. Now, current CEO Eric Hansotia has only been in the job since January. I recently caught up with him and asked him what farmers are asking for now versus just a few years ago.
I've been in the industry my whole life, essentially. I grew up working on a dairy farm in Wisconsin, was involved in 4-H and FFA, and went to school for engineering, and then worked for a competitor for a number of years, and then came to AGCO 8 years ago. So I've been in and around this industry the whole time. But what we're hearing a lot of from our farmers all around the world are a few things. Number one is labor productivity. And so they're not only having a hard time getting any labor, but the labor they can have are not experienced operators. So that's where this automation comes in. For an example, our feature called Smart Firmer, it's a sensor that travels in the seed furrow when they're planting. It takes 2.1 million calculations and sensor readings every acre, and it makes up to 8,000 adjustments every acre. Well, there's no farmer in the world that would manually make that many adjustments. But with the power of automation, we can keep that machine performing optimally, which means more profitability for the farmer and attacks this labor issue that they're struggling with.
When you look at your portfolio, where are the holes that you need to help fill? And do you do that internally by building out a different kind of program or unit, or do you need to just go out and buy a lot of acquisitions? Because you didn't start as a tech company, but it sounds like you truly will become one.
For sure. So the where are the holes? There's actually opportunities in each of our machine forms, in the planter, in the sprayer, in the combine, in the tractor, in the hay tools. And so we've got projects lined up for every one of them. And there's things that we can help automate to reduce inputs and improve yields. And bottom line, help with the farmer profitability. The way we're getting there is going to be addressed both with our organic development. We raised our engineering spend last year by the largest increase in the history of the company, as well as inorganic. We're looking to buy and partner with several companies in the industry. We've already announced some partnerships on some intelligent spraying application where you can go through the field. Vision systems see the field and can identify the difference between a weed and a plant and spray just the weed and not all the rest of the field. We just purchased FAROMATICS. It's an automated system that looks over the top of a poultry raising operation. Through artificial intelligence can make adjustments on the go for that protein and chickens to be raised in a more effective, productive, and sustainable way.
A lot of that is by helping farmers play offense. And how do you help them play defense? And to me, the defense comes with climate change. How do you help them mitigate those risks? Well,
climate change, we've moved a lot of our focus in terms of field trials and engineering development from precision agriculture only to precision agriculture plus sustainability. And so sustainability comes in the form of a number of things. You can reduce the amount of tillage that you're doing. You can plant cover crops. You can change your farming practices and so on, other farming practices. We're creating sensors to be able to measure those things. We're creating data tracking systems. We're working with other companies to create a carbon monetization platform. Those are all tools to help the farmer more rapidly adopt these approaches and changes to their farming operation to be able to adopt sustainability faster.